a personality shaped by being an athlete and a background in mainstream sports media, I found that the stories I was most interested in telling were the ones often overlooked, the ones that might not otherwise be told, the ones that show the intangible and not just the highlight reel. The Sports Council is about highlighting the great, the good, the unique, and everything in between in the Pacific Northwest sports world. I'm Jamie Council. Thanks for joining me.
You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, the Tri-Cities leader in sports.
Welcome to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, your Tri-Cities leader in sports. I'm Jamie Council, and we're at Columbia Basin College talking women's soccer with second-year head coach Alessandro Llamas Ibarra. How's it going?
It's going. We just finished preseason. I think today's first week of actual season because we got our first East Region game on Wednesday.
And before this interview, we were talking, this is your first year of getting recruits in, and last year you guys continued the winning success, made it to the Final Four. So what's been the toughest part as you've taken over this program?
I think the toughest part is a little bit of making sure I'm going to recruit the same class type of players that come in and maintain that culture. I think that's going to be the toughest part. Like I said, this is the first full year of recruiting class. I've had the privilege to be as an assistant over the last 3 years, so it's not completely foreign to me from my mentor, Mar Anderson, former head coach of CBC. But it's still a challenge to come in and maintain that same culture, maintain that same, we are CBC identity.
Absolutely, and you talked a little bit about your background, but I think I've met you when you were at Southridge coaching. So tell me a little bit about your background being a soccer coach and even as a player.
Yeah, I played here at CBC myself, the years of 2015 to 2018. Went down to a school in Nevada, played at the NAIA level. Back then it was called Sierra Nevada College. I think now it's called UNR Tahoe, University of Reno Tahoe. They no longer have a sports program there, unfortunately, but still got the experience to play at the collegiate level all over the West Coast. And then I moved here back to Tri-Cities in 2019. Got into Three Rivers Soccer Club, contacted my high school coach from Kennewick High, who now at that time was a head coach for Southridge, Brian Gocho. And he was just kind of come on over as an assistant at Southridge. And started with the boys, got into girls coaching with middle school club. Omar Anderson, around spring COVID 2021 era, brought me over to staff as an assistant at CBC, and kind of the rest is there. Took over as a head coach at Southridge for the girls. Got into my licenses. I'm a U.S. Soccer Federation C license coach. So, and then last year got the opportunity to take over the school that I played for.
So it's been rolling for you. What made you decide to want to switch from a player to a coach?
I've always wanted to be a coach. It'll sound silly, but FIFA manager mode. FIFA 2010, 2012, when I started playing video games, I would always go and play manager mode. I've always wanted to be a coach. The idea of coaching your style and the influence and impact that you can have on athletes. I've always wanted to be part of that. I had great coaches that influenced my life in so many positive ways that I wanted to just return that. So I've always wanted to be a coach. As much as I would have loved to play at the highest level of soccer, it just wasn't going to be it for me. But I knew that if I paid attention enough, that I would be able to give back.
Absolutely. I love that. And coaching boys and coaching girls is very different. I love to ask coaches this that have coach boys and coach girls, coach men or coach women. What's the biggest difference that you've seen?
the stereotypical would be girls are better listeners, the women's listen better, the women's do everything more organized and everything. It's a lot of fun coaching both genders. I would say that I never saw myself coaching women's soccer. I think when I first started coaching club, they offered me a girls and I had rejected. And I said, oh no, I'll just coach boys. So I started with little boys, got into high school Southridge with boys, then kind of slowly got in the middle school, I was working at Chinook Middle School. The AD was like, hey, I need a girls coach. So yeah, sure, I'll do it. And then a lot of the girls and parents loved it, and they were telling me I should coach club at girls. Kind of got the ball rolling there. I want to say my coaching style probably suits the women's soccer better than boys and men's soccer. I think I had success with both in Southridge and here with CBC on the women's side still. But I think just in general, the way I coach, the way I like things being done, and the girls respond better and more positive. And there's a better feedback towards my coaching, I guess, from the boys. Not that the boys did anything wrong. I just think my style just wasn't for them, and that's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how that works out sometimes. And can you tell me a little bit about your coaching style?
So I'm very defensive-minded. For me, offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. So very defensive-minded. I'm not one to say I love possession just to keep possession, but we obviously need the ball. So definitely when we have possession, we want to be efficient. We want to have a purpose and be intelligent with it. But for me, it's matchups. So whoever I'm going up against, whoever our team's going up against, we're trying to figure out how does the matchup look, where do we, have success, and where can we, take away their best attack. So for me, it's can we secure and keep the ball away from our end to go and attack their end.
That definitely showed last year in region play. You guys only allowed 2 goals, allowed 6 goals overall. So I would say your defense first mindset really shows on the pitch. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those little things where you take over a program where one of the first questions that I was being asked here at campus was like, hey, you're got some big shoes to fill. My answer was always I walk my own shoes. Definitely, I feel the pressure. But I am blessed to have an amazing coaching staff. So I was able to keep Coach Kendra and Coach Danny on the staff that were with Omar Anderson. Can't do anything without them. I owe a lot to them in terms of keeping the structure going, and I love that they were able to accept the new style coming in. So I owe a lot to them. But yeah, I mean, little things that we wanted to find success, and my one way was, okay, I'm taking over a program that won the championship the year before, has always been a powerhouse in the East and scoring lots of goals and everything. But when I look back at the record, I was like, well, I bet you we can have a better defense. There's always something small to pick on, and then I think that's helped me maintain the culture when I tell the ladies, especially last year's sophomore class that were part of that freshman championship year, where I'm like, hey, how do I motivate you to find more achievements? And one of them was leave a legacy of one of the best defensive performances, I believe since 1999 or. Wow. Because we also went undefeated in East Region play, so that hasn't been done since 1999, since Coach Kendra was a player. Yeah, so you kind of continued and built on that, because CBC Women's Soccer has won the East 3 of the past 4 years, and hoping to do it again this year? We're hoping so, yeah. I mean, that's the goal. We want to be back in the Final Four. We want to be East Region's champs. It's going to take a lot of work to get there. We got 15 freshmen this year, 9 sophomores. Lots of talent, but a little bit of immaturity on the field, not like immaturity behavior or anything, but just you can tell these players are being introduced to high-level soccer now. Absolutely. Well, we're going to highlight some of those players when we come back. First, we're going to take a break, hear from some of our sponsors. Again, we're at Columbia Basin College, catching up with women's soccer coach Alessandro Llamas Ibarra on the Sports Council, 1340 ESPN, your Tri-Cities leader in sports.
As we wrap up our Hogwarts adventure, our Harry Potter collection ends September 7th. We're bringing in the Fall Fair Collection. All your favorite fair time flavors, September 15th through October 10th. Fall also means school, and school means fundraising. Call today to schedule one for your school, church, or group. And don't miss Chocolate Glazed Weekend, September 12th through the 14th. It's all happening at Krispy Kreme, 2805 Duportail in Richland. Come in with a sweet tooth, leave with a smile.
Living in a rental shouldn't mean settling for poor-tasting tap water. With Soft Water Specialists, you can have pure, clean drinking water in your home, easily and affordably. Our countertop filtration system removes impurities, improves taste, and fits perfectly in any rental space. Plus, it can produce hot or cold water. No big installations, no hassle, just fresh, crisp water. Stay healthy, stay hydrated, and love your water again. Soft Water Specialists. See why we have a 5-star rating on more than 600 Google reviews. Visit softwaterspecialist.com and love your water where you live.
Looking for a great deal on a new Chevy? Now you can get more than a great price. You can make a difference. During Wheels Make Wishes Come True at McCurley Chevrolet, a portion of every new vehicle sold helps grant wishes for local Make-A-Wish kids. Save big on bestsellers like the Chevy Silverado, Traverse, and Blazer with special APRs, cashback offers, and exclusive McCurley pricing. Big savings, bigger purpose, but only for a limited time. McCurley Chevrolet, your way home.
If you've got a winery, brewery, or dairy, why buy industrial parts and supplies from across the country? Central Industrial Sales is your local source for supplies and equipment for the dairy, food processing, winery, and brewing industries. We specialize in custom fabrication, industrial cleaning equipment, sanitary fittings, valves, pumps, chemicals, and many other supplies. Everything's available through our website, by phone, or by dropping by our office. Call 509-375-4032 or find us at centralindustrialsales.com.
You're listening to Jamie Council on the Sports Council.
We're back on the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, your Tri-Cities leader in sports. You're coming off a very good season. Defensively, we went over that. What can people expect from the roster this year for CBC?
I think this year we can expect what I hope is going to be more goals than last year, with the pressure of trying to maintain the same type of defensive. It's like I said, we have 15 new freshmen, 9 sophomores. So we did lose a lot of starters that were sophomores last year. So now our freshmen have to come in and compete for minutes. Our sophomores have to come in and compete for minutes as well. So I think what we can expect from this roster is I do think we have a little more firepower going forward. And then we're figure out how we can deal with the pressure of maintaining our defensive structure.
Not starts in the back. You have a returning goalkeeper.
Yeah, so returning goalkeeper Samantha Grossbeck, amazing kid, amazing attitude. In my opinion, I think she was the best goalkeeper in the East region last year. Like I said, only allowed 2 goals. I think she had an amazing back line in front of her, but when it was time for her to act, she did. And she came in big moments against big opponents like Spokane, Walla. And then I think she is going to be a leader in the back and has made tremendous growth over the offseason. A little bit of an injury in preseason, but today was her first day back out, so we're very happy that she's back out with us.
So coming back when it matters as your starting play. And do you have any other goalkeepers on the roster?
We do. We have Brooklyn Best, who is a sophomore with us, was with us last year, made a lot of tremendous growth, and great person to have on the team, always works hard, pushes through everything, and has just made tremendous growth. And I think this year she stepped up when it needed to be when Sam went down in preseason, and Brooklyn, I think, got a lot of minutes this preseason to really test all the work that she's been putting in, and it shows. It really does. So I'm really happy to see that she got the opportunity, and I'm really proud of her for stepping up when Sam went down. And now we know that she's got minute under her belt, so if we need to rest Sam or there needs to be some type of rotation, we know we can count on both our keepers.
Yeah, another tool in your belt. And let's move on to the defense. What do you got?
Defender is a whole new back line. It's freshmen. But, we wouldn't put people there that we don't trust, and we trust all of our girls that have been having a chance there during preseason. We definitely got a little more height than last year in the back with Haley John as one of our outside backs. Probably you want to say 5'10", girl, left-footed winger type of outside back player. We got Darby Adams, who is just really like gritty, good on the ball, reads the game well. And then Yadricia Aguilar from KIB, who's just a very good player with a lot of good instincts to go forward. So we got a little bit of like everything in the back. We're just trying to figure out that team chemistry. And then I think with Sam and Brooklyn being more vocal in the back, it's going to help.
Being at a two-year college is kind of the fast track to get that chemistry.
Right.
And let's move into the midfield.
Midfield, we got 2 sophomores there. For sure, it's Allie and Giles. So Allie Draper and Maya Giles. So Allie Draper came in as a freshman last year with Maya. Allie was kind of like in and out of the starting lineup last year. Always was asking what can she do better. And one of the things was, we really like you on the ball. We think you work really hard. You're technical. But it's that physicality aspect. So, she took off season very serious, and now she's not getting knocked off the ball. Now she's the one pushing people off the ball, covering a lot of ground in defensive area. She's more of our box-to-box holding mids. And then we have Maya Giles, who was a starter from the get-go last year and continues to have the same attitude, a lot of improvement. I think she got a little more, I want to say, creative with the ball this year in her foot skills and technical ability. But she's more of our like recycler and like winning everything in the air, tackling hard, and shooting from far.
So you said that you have a goal to get more goals this year. Where's that going to come from?
I think that's going to come from, we got 3 girls, maybe 4 that I would just name. Eva Hunt, Zoe Force, Haley Dupre, and we can throw in like Mercedes Fernandez, we call her Meche, and Jolie Green. Those are players that I think all can shoot a ball really well, both left and right foot. They got some size into them. They got a lot of speed into them. So last year we had, we were blessed to have Ava Suarez, who's now at SPU, and she was the Offensive East Region MVP. Scored a lot of our goals and a lot of assists. But we struggled, and she only had 1 of her. Now I feel like we have a couple more of like players and all through our front 3 that we can just continue to switch to confuse. If an opponent wants to stop the bleeding on one side, we got another player on the other side. So we're hoping we can kind of crack that a little more, but they're definitely players that can be dangerous in those front 3.
So more by committee this year.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it, players moving on. What is your approach to that? What does CBC do to, I guess, give players a platform, whether or not they continue to want to play on or just finish their soccer careers?
Yeah, I mean, it starts with the recruiting. Every time I meet with a recruit that we're very interested in, we go through what we have like a Zoom, or I invite them over to meet to see our beautiful campus and facilities. It starts with the recruiting, where we let them know that we try to perform as a 4-year school. We try to train like we're a 4-year school. That's the way that we're going to maintain this winning culture. Only because that's what we feel is our job, is to prepare you for the next chapter in life. Whether it's you going on to play on a 4-year school, or whether it's you going on to a 4-year school for school or a job. We want to prep you that, there's a lot of commitment when you come in. People think 2 years JUCO colleges, it's just season, and then you kind of do a little bit of something and then come back next season. But no, we try to act like we're a 4-year, so when our ladies go to the 4-year, it's not a foreign schedule to them. They know there's a winter season, they know there's a spring season. So it starts in that recruitment conversation where we're like, hey, if you are looking for a 4-year spot, this is a school for that stepping stone. We will help you. We will find you a home. Once you're actually with us at CBC, Coach Danny Chang takes a lot of the initiative on that. She meets with the girls once a month to do research on colleges and degrees, look up rosters to see how many, transfers a school takes in, how many seniors they will lose, and then they start emailing coaches, and then Danny starts collecting the highlight films after every weekend. So she meets with them once a week to kind of collect that, and it pays off because this last spring we sent 7 of our sophomores to go play, and we have a total of 8 girls playing on right now. So we have Ava Suarez, who went to a Division II school in Seattle Pacific. Sierra Larios, Division II, and some school in California, I believe. And then we have Shelby Geiger, Olivia Mendoza, who was a local Tri-Cities girl from Tijuana. And they're at Oregon Tech. We have Taryn Dimmers, who is in Northwest. We have a girl in Nebraska, Kiara. She played with us last year. So we have quite a few girls that were sent off to the next 4 year. And we hope to continue that cycle.
Yeah, that's what it's about, and I love how hard you work for your players. And with CBC, what goals do you have for yourself for this season?
We want to be competitive for everything. So we want to be a team that's going to compete for the last minute for the East region, for the last minute in the Final Four playoff, and then once we're in the Final Four, we want to compete for the last minute to get to the final and compete to the last minute to win a championship. At the end of the day, I know how soccer works. And we can be one kick goal away, we can be 1 minute away, one tackle away, one pass away from something. But my goal is to be in that situation where we're that inch away from doing it. And I think that really was a stepping stone for the freshmen, because if they can get that experience of like, we're right there, they come in sophomore and they maintain that.
Absolutely. And final question, a lot of your roster is regional talent. You grew up here. What do you have to say about the talent in this region?
There's a lot of talent in this region, for sure. Definitely, and then coaching club, getting familiar, having to coach in the MCC, I know what's out here. I also know, since I played here and I graduated from Kennewick High, I also know that a lot of people want to leave Tri-Cities, want to get out of Tri-Cities, but I always just encourage them to come over to CBC, because a lot of the local girls that we have brought over, they had no idea of the type of facilities we have or like what we're about at CBC. They had no idea how good our rec center is, that we get to play futsal year round. They had no idea we have locker rooms, 2 fields to practice and play on, all the resources we have, dorms, food pantries, there's just a lot of unknown. So I invite almost every girl that's local in the Tri-Cities area or a little bit of outside of Tri-Cities is just come check us out. I get it though. I get it when people want to expand their, leave home and stuff, and I'm all for it as long as it's the best decision for themselves. But I think the more people are aware of what's in their backyard, the better it is for us.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of talent, we're going to catch up with a couple of your players next. Thank you so much, and best of luck this season.
No, thank you.
Again, Alessandro Llamas Ibarra, head coach at Columbia Basin Women's Soccer. You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, your Tri-Cities leader in sports.
If you've got a winery, brewery, or dairy, why buy industrial parts and supplies from across the country? Central Industrial Sales is your local source for supplies and equipment for the dairy, food processing, winery, and brewing industries. We specialize in custom fabrication, industrial cleaning equipment, sanitary fittings, valves, pumps, chemicals, and many other supplies. Everything's available through our website, by phone, or by dropping by our office. Call 509-375-4032 or find us at centralindustrialsales.com.
As we wrap up our Hogwarts adventure, our Harry Potter collection ends September 7th. We're bringing in the Fall Fair collection. All your favorite Fairtime flavors, September 15th through October 10th. Fall also means school, and school means fundraising. Call today to schedule one for your school, church, or group. And don't miss Chocolate Glazed Weekend, September 12th through the 14th. It's all happening at Krispy Kreme, 2805 Duportail in Richland. Come in with a sweet tooth, leave with a smile.
Looking for a great deal on a new Chevy? Now you can get more than a great price, you can make a difference. During Wheels Make Wishes Come True at McCurley Chevrolet, a portion of every new vehicle sold helps grant wishes for local Make-A-Wish kids. Save big on bestsellers like the Chevy Silverado, Traverse, and Blazer with special APRs, cashback offers, and exclusive McCurley pricing. Big savings, bigger purpose, but only for a limited time. McCurley Chevrolet, your way home.
Hi there, it's me, the Water Boy. Are you tired of water that doesn't taste or smell right? Woo! At Soft Water Specialists, we can remove contaminants and odors, leaving you with better tasting water. Your appliances will last longer, your clothes will be softer and brighter, and your skin and hair will feel incredibly clean. And right now, get 0 down and 12 months same as cash on all our water systems. To transform your water from H2O no to H2O yeah, call Soft Water Specialists today.
You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, the Tri-Cities leader in sports.
I'm Allie Draper. I'm a sophomore this year, and I play defensive midfield.
I'm Maya Giles. I'm also a sophomore, and I also play defensive midfield.
So, question right off the bat. You guys are coming off a very successful season last year. So how does that carry into this season, a fresh season?
We're just hoping to keep the same energy and just kind of keep that streak going and try to push even harder than we can before and hopefully come back with the ring this year.
And we know we have a new team this year, so although we did have a successful season last year, it's a new team this year, but we're hoping to still come out strong and bring a lot of intensity with us.
Yeah, what can you tell me about the team this year from an inside perspective? I know defense has kind of been a defense-first mentality, so what can people expect if they're going to watch Columbia Basin women's soccer?
I would say that we do have a really young team. We've got a lot of freshmen with a lot of talent. So I'm excited for this year. As our freshmen settle in, I think we're going to have a really talented team this year.
Yeah, pretty much just piggybacking off what Allie said. Yeah, it's just brand new team pretty much, but we got a lot of great starters and just hoping to keep up the energy.
For you guys personally, tell me, where are you from? What led you to choosing to continue your soccer career at Columbia Basin College?
I'm actually from right here in Pasco, Washington, so I pretty much grew up in this atmosphere and going to CBC games a lot and knowing a lot of the girls that had played here. And the previous coach, Omar Anderson, was one of my coaches for 3 Rivers for many years. So really, CBC makes me feel like I'm at home still. So that's definitely what brought me closer to here.
So I'm from Ridgefield, Washington, just the other side of Washington. I have always loved soccer, and my senior year I reached out to CBC, and the coaches were super understanding and supportive of me. So I just loved the environment over here, and the team was really welcoming. The coaches were really welcoming, and I've just loved my time here so far.
And you guys have a good team to go along with it. So you guys are sophomores. You still have an entire season to go, but what's next? What are you studying, and where do you hope to go after CBC?
So I am getting my bachelor's in applied management, and for me, this will actually be my last year playing soccer. I know it is sad, but I am hoping to get my certificate in esthetician after this.
So I would like to be a photographer. I'm studying arts here at CBC, and I'm blessed to work with our school's media team, get a lot of practice with photography. After this, I would like to play on. I'm talking to a couple coaches, but we'll see where I go from here.
What goals do you have for yourself this season? I think you kind of said a couple earlier, but I'm just going to ask the question outright.
I think one of my goals is to definitely just be a really good teammate, to be like super uplifting of my team, but then also to just be much better than I was last year in a way, just kind of like keep building off of my improvement and keep getting stronger and faster and just get better.
Yeah, so also kind of what Allie said, just kind of be a teammate that people can remember for how good they made themselves feel and just like bring up the atmosphere and hopefully just keep playing strong for myself and just always ball out.
There's a lot of good players in the area, so what have you guys noticed from that aspect? I mean, you guys are both local as it gets and then semi-local, and a lot of local talent on CBC.
Yeah, last year we had a few girls that were from here, but they went to play on. And so this year it is only me that is actually from here. So I get to see a lot more talent from around Washington, definitely.
It is cool to see some talent over here on this side of Washington that I didn't get to see quite as much when I was living back at home. But it is cool in the semi-local area, just like the East region of our conference has a lot of talent. We've got some good competition this year, but I'm excited to go play against them.
Final question, why should people come out and support Columbia Basin women's soccer?
People should come out to support us just because we have a great atmosphere. We're always willing to work and fight for what we believe in, and that we're always willing to bear down and just keep pushing forward for what we want.
Yeah, I think we're a really talented team. I think it's fun to watch. We've got, like she was saying, we've got a fun environment here. We're gonna push hard in every game, and we're gonna just make it a super fun environment to be at.
Well, enjoy your sophomore season, and thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, that wrap up this week's show of the Sports Council. Thank you for joining me on 1340 ESPN, your Tri-Cities leader in sports. A reminder, the Sports Council happens 4 times a month, 11:30 a.m. on Thursdays. But you can listen to this show not just over the airwaves at 11:30 on Thursdays, but also on demand at 1340ESPNradio.com via podcast. Wherever you get your podcasts, just search for the Sports Council, and it's also available via YouTube. So lots of ways to listen to the Sports Council and support our local sports community. Until next time, I'm Jamie Council. Now we go back to your originally scheduled Seattle sports programming.